What's a Cheryl Miller practice like?
Gosh, I love Cheryl. I love her brother too. He's awesome, obviously, a pacer too.
More than anything, the pace that she plays with during the game, people don't realize how fast she's actually pushing the pace on the offensive end.
18.5 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 11.4 assists. Those aren't just numbers. They're Caitlin Clark's averages in her last 10 games before the All-Star break, but here's the kicker. She's just getting started. What do these stats mean for the Indiana Fever? And how high can Clark push these numbers in the WNBA? Let's dig into the data and see what it tells us about Clark's game-changing potential. The arrival of Caitlin Clark has everyone talking, so let's get into why. Maybe you're asking, what is it about her that's so remarkable? Get ready for a journey back in time to Clark's college days, because this is going to be a wild ride. Do you recall the startling statistics we shared earlier? That was more than an isolated incident. Clark has been a basketball superstar for a long time, and her time at the university was absolutely remarkable. Here we are discussing a player who did more than simply dominate. She completely changed the records. But the real question is, how will Clark be able to carry over her success from college to the WNBA? Many once promising players have been deceived by this leap, and Clark, it seems like she might easily overcome that obstacle. Now we can dissect it. Even seasoned pros would have to take notice of Clark's numbers in her last 10 games. On a per-game basis, they dish out 18.5 points, 6.3 boards, and, get this, 11.4 assists. That helpline number? That's not good. It's absolutely bonkers. Clark isn't merely trying to boost her own statistics, she's improving the lives of those around her. Indeed, that was back when I was in college, you may be saying? Playing in the WNBA is completely different. I agree with you, but here's the thing. Clark's statistics are comparable to those of other WNBA rookies who have achieved great success. Her numbers are impressive for any athlete, not only a college player. However, statistics alone are insufficient. You can't teach experience under pressure, and Clark has it in spades. She has demonstrated the type of dedication and stamina that professional teams desire, playing nearly 40 minutes in a few games. Fear of exhaustion is a natural worry for amateurs making the transition to the professional level. However, Clark has proven that she can keep up with the best of them. The icing on the cake is that Clark isn't doing nothing. Legends like Cheryl Miller were among those she was seen consulting during All-Star Weekend. If she takes that kind of initiative, she may be able to adjust to the professional game even more quickly. Now that we know Clark was unstoppable in college, how does this impact the Fever's game plan? Things are going to get interesting, so brace yourself. You can't call Clark a typical rookie. Her one-of-a-kind playing style is making waves. She's got the ability to score from any spot on the court, but that's not even close to being her strongest suit. Clark stands out because she has a special gift for improving the lives of those around her. Now we can dissect it. Clark's assist average is 11.4 per game. That is absolutely phenomenal. That she has court vision that other players can only fantasize about is evident. The problem, though, is that the Fever's present offensive approach isn't capitalizing on Clark's abilities. At this moment, the Fever's attack appears to be too simplistic. Clark and the rest of the team aren't getting their full potential, but think of the possibilities if they were to shake things up a little. Imagine if they began using more organized plays. Coach Cheryl Miller showcased some offensive sets during All-Star game practices that had the potential to turn the tide of the game for the Fever. Plays like double cuts and pick and rolls could put Clark's skills on full display. No, it's about more than just Clark. Even her teammates will benefit from her presence on the court. Consider, defenders will be unable to resist Clark when she has the ball. Everyone else will have more opportunities to shoot. How will the Fever make the most of this? That is the main question. In order to capitalize on Clark's abilities, they will need to adjust their strategy. It's not as simple as releasing her and crossing fingers. Making Clark's success possible while also boosting the team as a whole is the goal. Are you in agreement? Would Clark necessitate a total offensive overhaul from the Fever? Would it be better if they made minor changes instead? Share your thoughts with us below. The truly intriguing part begins now. Cheryl Miller's possible hiring as head coach has sparked some interest. Do you recall those impressive offensive sets she demonstrated? Envision her potential when given the opportunity to collaborate with Clark and the rest of the Fever for an entire season. A potential overhaul to the Fever's offense is possible if Miller signs on. One that plays to Clark's abilities while simultaneously opening doors for the rest of of the squad. Featuring Clark at the core, this offense has the potential to keep defenses guessing, but now we must not assume too much. This is a fantastic opportunity for the Fever, even if they don't switch coaches. Clark is an asset to the team because she can score goals, set up teammates, and elevate the team as a whole. It is now their responsibility to devise a plan that maximizes her abilities. After discussing how Clark could alter the Fever's playbook, let's turn our attention to the other side of the coin. As a professional, what obstacles might she face? Even for a player of her level, there are bumps in the road. Leaving college for the WNBA is quite a leap. Here we're discussing an entirely new level of competition. The game is more intense, the players are stronger, and the pace is faster. What is Clark's plan for this new challenge? She has a lot of questions about her endurance. In a few of his collegiate games, Clark would play for close to 40 minutes. That is an extremely demanding task, and it is already wearing you down. During the All-Star break, she opted not to participate in the skills or three-point contests. Will she have trouble staying awake in the pros? We should discuss the WNBA's physicality. It's not the same as college football. Bigger, stronger, and more combative players are on the field. Clark will have to step up her game to deal with the increased physicality of the game. In your opinion, how will she adjust? Next, we have the defensive aspect of the situation. Even though Clark has incredible offensive abilities, her defense is a question mark for the professional level. Her defensive shortcomings may be highlighted by the WNBA's faster tempo and more physical play. She has to improve in this area if she wants to be a league star. The thing is, though, that Clark isn't alone in facing these difficulties. To varying degrees, every novice encounters them. Her reaction is crucial. Is she going to step up? But what if the adjustment period ends up being longer than anticipated? Never forget that even the all-time greats had to change their play for the professional league. It's a necessary component of the path. It's clear that Clark has the necessary abilities and motivation. The next step is to overcome these obstacles by working hard. In your opinion, what do you see as Clark's greatest obstacle? The material aspect? How quick? Is it something different still? Feel free to leave a comment with your thoughts. Clark has the ability to transform the Fever's season, as we have seen. However, in the WNBA, skill isn't everything. In order to make a lasting impression, she should focus on her stamina, adapt to the physical nature of the game, and strengthen her defense. Now for the good news. Hard work is nothing that Clark is scared of. She has been seen seeking advice from WNBA greats, demonstrating her hunger for knowledge. With that mentality, she may be able to conquer these rookie obstacles. We have examined Clark's possible obstacles. Now it is time to consult the authorities. How do they perceive her compatibility with the Fever? This game-changing move needs some insider perspective. And when Clark arrived in Indiana, WNBA coaches and analysts couldn't stop talking about it. They're not merely elated, they perceive an opportunity for the Fever's fortunes to undergo a radical change. I don't understand a word they're saying. To start, let's analyze Clark's skill set and how it complements the present Fever roster. The experts are highlighting her exceptional passing ability and court vision as crucial factors. You may recall that we brought up the 11.4 assists per game earlier. It's good, but it could change the game for the team. Let it sink in. The Fever's offense could use a spark, and Clark has the skill to locate open teammates. Those players who are having trouble coming up with their own shots could suddenly find themselves in a position of great opportunity. Clark seems to possess an extraordinary ability to elevate her teammates, although her depth is certainly a factor. The fact that Clark can score goals has analysts pumped up as well. Her versatility makes her an unstoppable force that defenses simply cannot afford to overlook. This may open up opportunities for her teammates, who could end up scoring more goals for the team as a whole. The question then becomes, how do you see Clark's rookie season shaping up? A cautious optimism prevails among the experts. They want her to have an immediate effect, but they are also cognizant of the difficulties we mentioned before. Although it may take Clark a while to acclimate to the professional game, the prevailing opinion is that she will have a solid rookie season. However, the truly intriguing part begins at this point. Clark may hold the key to the Fever's transformation into playoff contenders, according to some analysts, taking into account the team's current difficulties. That is a daring forecast. Are you in agreement? Is Clark truly that good, or is this too much to ask of a rookie? According to the experts, one thing is certain. Clark's success is highly dependent on how the Fever utilize her. You may recall that we previously discussed offensive sets, the importance of the Fever adjusting their strategy to make the most of Clark's abilities has been emphasized by analysts. Much has also been made of the possible effects of hiring Cheryl Miller as a coach. If the Fever could find a coach who can maximize Clark's talents, experts say she could be a game changer. But now we must not assume too much. Professionals are optimistic about Clark's future, but they warn against getting their hopes up too quickly. Even the most gifted rookies require some time to acclimate to the WNBA because of how challenging the league is. What, therefore, is the verdict of the experts? Clark, in their eyes, is a game changer who would be an ideal addition to the Fever. The importance of being patient and forming a smart team around her is, however, also being emphasized.